Welcome back everyone to ASM 2021, speeding through games and raising money for Beyond Blue. Now after that mind-melting run of Beyblade Let It Rip, it's time for a bit of learning. Released in 2002, this game is sure to help you learn, so get ready for some homegrown Aussie education coming to you from InputEvelution in Phonics Racing Adventure Out of Bounds. Take it away, Input.
Alright, thank you for that introduction. Let's just get right into it. So, time will start when I enter the file name in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this game is interesting. We start off with an introduction for basic plot as the reason we have to do all this, explanation of vowels and consonants, but we learnt that in school, so we don't need to worry about that. Skip the automatic driving introduction and stuff because we don't want to use that because we're good at driving, and go into first person mode, and we're ready to start on Beach Road 1. So the first thing that you're going to notice is I'm collecting these orange things across the level. These are gems and they're actually necessary for progression because essentially after each race there's a phonics quiz, and with those phonics quizzes, every answer you get right, you get to turn a gem into rocket fuel, and you need at least 14 correctly answered questions to be able to get to the next one. So naturally we need 14 gems and maybe one or two extra in case we actually get a question wrong. We should be good. Got some nice rubber banding AI, and we're already done with the first level, and we can start on our phonics section. So, starts off pretty easy, only got two options to choose between, and yeah, so pretty simple, and it's a predictable order at this point as well. Yeah, so it'll get more complex later on. It'll try and randomize the order a bit and whatnot, but yeah. Now, the blue things in that level were freeze balls. Now, if we were doing the all gems category, those would be a bit more important because the other players can actually steal gems and we want to collect all of them, and, you know, if we mess up then they could grab some and then we need to get them back, but it's fine. So, here we go on to Jungle World 1, and this is the first level where we're going to see an out of bounds trick. So, yes, we're just gonna grab some gems along the way nice and easy like this. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention, we're actually moving at double speed throughout all this. Basically there's two ways to move forward in this game. There's the front arrow key and right click, and yeah, if you just hold both, you go double speed. Anyway, we're past our first lap, we've got enough gems, and up we are behind the level, and we've fallen onto a second water plane that just exists beneath it. So yeah, we can still make progress in the lap from here. Can just do a quick little turnaround. As you can see, the CPUs are very rubber bandy when you get quite a bit ahead of them, which is what we've done here, but they're also pretty forgiving compared to what most people would think of with the rubber banding in games, because if you're behind much at all, they'll just go incredibly slowly. But the rubber banding also tends to have a lot of become a problem for them more than a help at points, because even though their speed increases, they can still only turn as fast as regular, and so they end up struggling to stay on like their predefined paths, and then can end up getting stuck behind an object on the side of the track and basically just keep moving into it, trying to get back on basically forever. Alright, so now we're on to Moonworld 1. Voice line says Moonbase 1, but the loading screen says Moonworld 1. Figure that out. And yeah, this is going to be very similar to the previous one, Jungle World 1, with the out of bounds trick, except it's gonna be a decent amount harder because not only is the water plane again smaller than the one on top of it, but also it's invisible. So yeah, good question about how much time out of bounds saves in the chat. It doesn't surprise as much as you'd think. In this track it definitely saves a lot. But yeah, I haven't done too much optimization with inbounds, but I'm guessing a minute, maybe two, because the Phonics sections obviously take up a decent amount of the run, but the racing things are hopefully entertaining enough that it's still worth it. As you can see, this is where it starts to get harder. Now we have to actually choose between two of the same letter, and the order is quote-unquote randomized. It's actually still the same each time. This randomized order is the same for all the levels that we're gonna come across. Oops. Now that is why it's good to get X's, because if I'm not focusing on the game and just talking, then I can make mistakes. But fortunately, we haven't... Oops. Okay, maybe I screwed up. Okay, well, we don't want to deal with that, so we're just gonna go to another backup save so we don't have to run through that again, which will take us to the next level, Beach World 2. So, yep, here we go. Not a legitimate run if this happens to be a PB for the leaderboards, or again, world records since I'm the only runner. But yeah, on to Beach World 2. Yeah, this is an interesting track. Yeah, there's quite a lot of twists and turns to it all. You know, this is the track where they very much went, how can we squeeze out as much track as possible? Yeah. So, now we're gonna turn around here. The Beach World levels are also unique in terms of their, setup, because, basically they did put some effort into the Beach World levels to stop you from going outside the level. 3 of the 4 edges are covered with invisible walls, 1 of them isn't. So, didn't really do much help there. Yeah, you can see what I was talking about with the CPUs getting stuck. They're just stuck on the edge of that ramp and can't get back on the track. Yeah. But yeah, because of the lengths and it being squished up, we do have to be more careful about the loops we're doing to save time. So you may be thinking, if it's possible to get out of bounds in Beach World 1, why didn't we do that? The reason is because, since we had to collect the gems, it would, and the amount of time it takes to get over the, landmass to go out of bounds, and the minimal gain from it, essentially, we, yeah, it doesn't... It's not worth it, but it is worse than IL, since we don't have to worry about collecting any gems for that. Yeah, so I'm saying some stuff about the developers. Yes, this was from an actual company, not someone in school. Eureka Multimedia, they seem to have gone out of business in the last few years, which is a bit of a shame, because, like, this game and others were my childhood. Me playing around and finding glitches, this is just, like, this is what got me into speedrunning, really. If I had to put it down to one thing. Jungle World 2, this one, it's surrounded by big walls of tree textures, so we can't get out of bounds here, sadly, not even in an IL. Collecting the gems is also annoying, because their eyes are really spread out on their trails, or they're just on their own. But yeah, it's still reasonably quick to get through these tracks. All of them are pretty short, not too hard, and plus, again, we're going at double speed, so, you know. Yeah, so you can go up land masses like these, you can go up them as steep as they are, no problem. But if they're like actual like texture things like that, then they're walls and you can't just go up them. Now I'm gonna need to listen out to this a bit more. Like concentrate more on this so that I don't mess stuff up.
Donations.
Yeah, donations. This is the
Short
time.
Yeah, fantastic.
Sounds
Plenty of
like
donations to go
green.
through. We got $30 from
Orange.
Nico Sar saying the fight isn't over yet.
Short
Please put this
I,
donation
igloo.
towards naming the trainer Hector in Pokemon Let's Go
Long
Pikachu.
A, age.
We've got $10 from Melvin Do saying, hey bro,
Long U,
put this towards
sounds
Melvin
like
in Pokemon.
Age.
And we've got $5 also
sounds
coming
like
from Melvin saying,
unicorn.
Melvin Do, quick, close the polls.
Hard G,
It's a
green.
tight race, but Melvin Do is currently ahead by about
Short
$40.
U,
So
umbrella.
if you want to get Hector into this
Short
next
E,
run,
egg.
now's the time to
egg.
donate.
Soft C, scent.
Right. Good for getting donations
Long
in.
E, email. Long O, orange. Ocean.
So you might be thinking,
Hard
is
C,
this next
caterpillar.
level Moonworld 2, Moonbase 2? Nope, it's just called Secret Plat for some reason. That's the final level of the game, so... and there's no phonicsing after it, so we can just treat this exactly like an any percentile, and not worry about collecting gems at all, which is weird because they decided to shove all the gems in this level for some reason. Most have 20 or something, and this has 80. So we're just gonna sneak beneath the landmass beneath the track here, and now we can just do loops. Yep. So, as you can see, the CPUs are starting to struggle a bit with their rubber banding because of just how far we are ahead. Only one lap left, so time's coming up real soon. Yep. And
Awesome.
time.
You won the race.
Alright,
This
that
means
was the
you
run.
can repair the
Hope you all
dictionary
enjoyed.
and add the gems to your collection.
Yeah. Is there anything that you'll want me to say before?
Yeah.
we
What a
ex-
fantastic run. Thank you so much for showcasing that. Is there anything that you want to plug after that? You want to plug your own stream or the community if there is one? I think I remember you mentioning during the race that it's just you in the community, right?
Yeah, because like these Eureka mini games, even though you can get them super cheap on eBay, yeah, there's not really much knowledge of them, I guess amongst the broader community, and yeah, so I'm basically the only runner for this. I did all the rooting and whatnot. Yeah, if you want to learn about stuff, then yeah, you can get it cheap on eBay, and whatnot. Here we are, finally, our podium moving into place with our signature Eureka Multimedia yellow Comic Sans text, and yeah, I'm not... I guess if I had to plug something, I might plug my YouTube channel where I sometimes upload task stuff. If you want to watch Wii Party task stuff for some reason, I guess you can go to the Pro Gamer YouTube channel. But yeah, other than that, I think we're done here. Thank you so much for having me, and go donate to Beyond Blue if you haven't already.